Fix these 3 love blocks, and I promise you, your energy will be so much more magnetic, so much more attractive, and you will just find that by naturally being yourself, you emanate that energy. Now, the first love block to fix that completely changes your life when you begin to apply it has to do with understanding your frame. We all have a frame of reality we are emanating out. Now, what happens is if there is needy energy or if there is codependent energy, then what that means is that someone else is craving someone else's frame of reality. So when you're feeling safe inside your own body, when you're leading in your life, going in a certain direction, when you feel good and you feel worthy, you emanate that out and other people feel that. Remember one of the first and most important laws when it comes to attraction. People feel what you feel about you because people are mirroring back the energy you are emanating out. And when it comes to codependency and neediness, that is an energy that is very repelling. Needy energy and codependent energy literally pushes away that which we want. Now, we could also say that the degree to which someone is attractive is the degree to which someone is not needy. So let's define what neediness is. Neediness and non-neediness, the opposite sides of the coin. Neediness is when we put what someone else thinks or what someone else feels or someone else in general, when we make them more important than ourselves, and we also believe that they have something that if they were to give to us, we would then feel good enough, then that is what is called neediness, is when we put them on a pedestal, when we believe they are the cure to whatever we think we want, that is neediness. Non-neediness is when you value and fill up your own cup. It's when you don't need something from them, you don't put them on a pedestal, because remember, when you treat someone like a celebrity, they treat you like a fan. Why? Because people are responding to us based on the energy we're putting out. So if we're like, oh my God, I'm so grateful to be around you, I really hope you text me back, and this, they're not going to be like, ooh, I'm so attracted. The attraction goes down because of the way they're being treated. So when it comes to this, realize that one of the most powerful things to do is to understand that neediness is one of the most repellent things. And the key to this is to also realize that we tend to try to attract people into our life because we want them to meet our unmet childhood needs when we were kids. Let me say that again in like a little different way. So the people we attract into our life, we attract them many times to close the loop from childhood because we're hoping they will fill up the cup and they will meet the unmet childhood needs we had as kids. So if we felt needy as a kid, maybe our parents didn't give us the love, the nurturing, the support, they didn't meet our needs, then what happens is that feels familiar to us. So then we go out into the world and we attract people hoping they can meet our needs. But the thing is normally we attract people that aren't able to meet our needs because that feels safe from childhood. We secretly kind of want it in a weird way because it feels familiar. It feels like childhood. We are trying to close the loop and to recreate the same energetic energies that were around when we were kids. So one of the most powerful things to realize is that we all have like an inner child that we can begin to meet our own needs and to let go of the old meanings and the old beliefs that we adopted as kids. And those old meanings, old beliefs may have been validation and approval is outside of myself. Because maybe we also weren't encouraged to meet our own needs as a kid too. There's different sides of this. Either our needs weren't met or we weren't encouraged to meet our own needs, so then we expect everyone else to. The key to this, though, 90% of all transformation with this process is to become aware of it and to realize, are we projecting these things outside of ourselves and expecting somebody else to meet our needs? And one thing that we could then do is begin to heal the childhood stuff by becoming aware of it. That's 90% of it. And then letting go of the old meaning and realizing that If we believe somebody else has the validation, has the love, has the support, and we don't have it, then we're looking for something external to ourselves. And the solution to this that makes you more magnetic is to put the energy inside of yourself. Put the energy in your hands. Put the energy in your feet. And I know it sounds simple, but it's an embodiment practice that changes everything. Because then you are able to feel safe inside your own body. Instead of trying to find safety in someone else, you find safety in your own body, and that is magnetic. That is attractive. It's all gearing and intended to bring your energy back to yourself. When your energy is inside your body, when you're present, even feeling the separation between you and your environment, you and your chair, I'm feeling the separation between me and the camera, that is healthy. But when we tune to everything else, trying to find safety, and we project our energy out, it repels. Because it's projection instead of embodiment. So that changes everything. That changed everything for me when it came to my own love blocks. It's because I would tune myself to other people. I would try to be what I thought other people wanted to be. And that caused a lot of pain and also a depolarized sexual dynamic. Because then I'm tuning to someone else. And then they feel that. And then it's like, why is this person tuning to me? Obviously, they must have not have a high sense of self-worth or self-value. That's what subconsciously is projected out. Now, the second love block that a lot of people have is, especially in the modern society here in the U.S., in the United States, it's a level of fakeness and a level of people-pleasing that becomes very popular, and it's kind of connected to the first one a little bit because the wound of a lot of this is the abandonment wound. We felt abandoned as kids, either physically or emotionally abandoned, and then we felt like we weren't enough. So then we thought we had to tune our own body to other people, tune our own energy to others to help make them happy or to help them feel a certain way so that we could feel safe. Now the trouble is, people-pleasing is manipulative. If we're going to please someone else, that is a toxic behavior. That is trying to manipulate somebody into giving us our needs met. Our needs met might be, I want validation, I want support. But it also isn't real. The nice guy syndrome, the nice girl syndrome, someone that's being nice, that's not real. Because people are being nice in order to get someone else's validation or approval. They're getting a payoff from that. And that payoff is somebody else to think a certain way about you. It's once again tuning to other people. I was talking to my shadow work coach the other day in a session. He was explaining to me, we were talking about toxic feminine and toxic masculine behavior. And one of the things we talked about is when it comes to masculinity, there's two major healthy masculine traits that the masculine can have, and that is to protect and to serve. To protect and to serve. Now, to protect is a healthy thing. To protect somebody's maybe, it's a stereotypical in the collective consciousness for the man or the masculine to protect. Now, the shadow side of protect, that is the toxic side, is to control. So if somebody's trying to control the dynamics, that causes a lot of toxic energy. Now, on the other side of that, it's to protect and to serve. The toxic side of serving is to please. The feminine does not want to be pleased. To be pleased is, in a way, it's inauthentic. It is like it's communicating to the feminine it screws up the sexual polarity. But to please is a payoff. I'm going to please you, and then you're going to give me sex. You're going to give me this. You're going to give me validation. You're going to approve of me. I'm going to be indispensable if I please you. If I please you, you're never going to leave me. Now, whether you're feminine or masculine, just in general, these energy traits to please may have meant as well, here's my theory, that maybe there was a masculine energy growing up that wasn't healthy. And that masculine energy growing up meant to try to please somebody else. When you try to please somebody else, it depolarizes everything. So the key to this and to realizing this is to once again bring your energy back and to make the choice to be more vulnerable. To be more vulnerable, express yourself, actually communicate how you think and feel. And to realize that even if I know that when I started ditching the people-pleasing mentality, I had some friends that I would like kind of change my center of gravity around because I like realized I was doing that since the beginning of day one. I started actually expressing the real me and my real thoughts and my real opinions and stuff. And the funny thing is I thought maybe I'm going to get rejected. Maybe they're not going to like that. You want to know what happened? They respected me. I got respect from people that didn't respect me for a long time because I was being a yes man. And I started once again bringing my energy back to self. I stopped tuning myself to other people, and that made the energy so different. But vulnerability is the ability to open up your heart, the ability to show yourself, the ability to express your truth and to have effective communication. Express how you really feel to someone else. Sometimes people have blocks because they're not being emotionally available and actually expressing, hey, I'm attracted to you. Hey, I'm flirting with you. Like, you don't have to tell someone, hey, I'm flirting with you, but you actually express that. Don't be afraid to express the real you in a physical way, in an emotional way, and to do it in a way that is authentic. Because when we hold back levels of vulnerability, people are mirroring that behavior, and they're holding back their own vulnerability. And if they wouldn't resonate with you, then at least you save your time. You save years maybe of like playing this cat and mouse game of going back and forth. So express the real you. Anytime I've done that, it has paid off in so many ways I couldn't even believe it. I expressed my true emotions to somebody. I started expressing my emotions more. I started expressing, and when being more touchy-feely and flirtatious, it has such a powerful effect because it's also real. It's how you really think or feel. Now, the third love block to release, and this is probably one of the most powerful ones, is your story about love and your story about yourself and your story about who you're dating and your story about love and relationships to begin with. I had a story growing up, even after my dad divorced my ex-stepmom when I was 15 years old. I had a story that said that women in my life are trying to control me. So guess what happened? I only attracted women in my life that wanted to control me. They were either jealous, or it was a manager at Nordstrom's that was like extremely controlling and similar to my ex-stepmom, like would gaslight all the time and control, because I was used to the control. And that felt safe and familiar to me. So I had to become aware of these beliefs. I had to become aware of that common denominator. It's funny, if you hear somebody say, we attract that which energy feels familiar to us. So if you're like, all guys I date are freaking crazy, all women I date are freaking crazy, what's the common denominator? What's the common denominator there? Is it all the guys in the world are crazy? Or is it that it feels familiar to have crazy dudes or crazy chicks into your life? It feels familiar to try to save them and to try to please them. Maybe there's a certain level of craziness that's the inside to become aware of, not in a shameful way, but become aware of what energy am I addicted to or feels familiar to me. Become aware of the beliefs. 90% of all transformation is becoming aware of the beliefs. I had a belief growing up of shame. I'm broken. There's something wrong with me. How could anybody like me if I believed I'm broken? There's something wrong with me. My biggest block when it came to dating like a year or two ago was that I would go on dates and I would just have this subconscious belief that I'm not worthy and how could anyone like me? And I was afraid of abandonment, so I would change myself, and it felt like this real inauthentic game. But when I started committing to myself, I started feeling safe in my own body. I started becoming aware of these beliefs. I became aware of that shame. Everything in my life began to change. And it will change for you, and you will be more magnetic and more attractive if you bring your energy back to you. Bring your energy back to you. Focus on how you feel. Focus on how you're showing up. Focus on your own stories, and realize that everything on the outside is simply a projection of what you feel like on the inside and what you have normalized as far as emotions go. Now, if you have a love question that you'd like me to answer, something new I'm doing, if you're in the US or Canada, is if you text me your question, I'm going to be putting those in future YouTube videos. I'm going to be answering questions, and I'm going to be sending out 2 or 3 text messages 2 or 3 times a week tops on the top epiphanies, top insights, top books I'm reading, and top insights I'm learning about magnetic energy and everything else. Codependency, being safe in your own frame. So if you want to receive and you want me to text you, text me and ask me your questions at 424-304-0104. Text me your questions and I will do that. Also, you can just click the link below in the top of the description box and add me to your phone. Also, if you want a video that will help you to remove the main love block, there's one main love block that is blocking love from coming into your life, that video will be right here. It's one of my most powerful videos. If you are chasing someone, they're gonna run away. Imagine you chasing a dog. It's like, I'm gonna get you. The dog just starts running or starts playing with you because it's playing on that energy dynamic. Well, in the same way, we all have these blocks to love that has other people in our life